Hey guys, so I'm back with another video. It's a little bit different this time because this budget actually is how to catch up when you are behind on your finances. And I will say, disclaimer, there is no magic trick. It's a lot of hard work and sacrifices. So if you guys are interested in seeing this video, then just tune in. Alright, so the first thing you do is you write down all your bills in your calendar. If you guys don't know how I do my normal budget, I suggest you review that first. But just write down all your paydays, any special events that you might happen that you need to go to, and just lay out all your bills. Don't worry about the amounts. We're going to get to that part after. I'm just showing you guys an overview of what I do. The pink tabs on the right hand side are when I actually get paid, and then those are all the bills that I pay every month on a regular basis. The only difference that you're going to do here is, instead of putting what the regular monthly amount is, you actually have to include how much it would be to catch up. So if your light bill is normally $100 but you are behind and the total amount is $200, you have to add that into this calendar because you are going to need it in a couple of minutes. And so the first thing that you have to do is you have to know how much money is coming in. You have to write down how many paychecks you're going to receive until your next due dates. And it's very similar to my monthly budgets that I do normally, except that this time there are going to be some stuff that you may not be able to pay this month, and you may have to let them go late or in deferment or whatever. The next thing you have to do is you have to worry about your four walls, which is food, shelter, clothing, and transportation. So you have to worry about your utilities, your rent, your car, your gas, and food. Those are the main things that you have to list at the very top of your budget. Right now I'm using hypothetical numbers based off the average monthly income that a family would typically make, and that is $4,000 a month. Obviously, you would replace those numbers with your own numbers, and so I'm just gonna list the four walls, which is your rent, your light, your food, car payment, gas, and this family has enough clothing, so they don't have a clothing budget. Now, let's say you're behind on your bills. Let's say you're behind on your light payment. Then you need to add the total amount needed to bring your account current. So if your normal bill is $100, but you need $200 to catch up with your light payment, you need to include that because you are focusing on becoming current on your four walls, which is your essentials. Don't worry about anything else. You put that in the back burner, because at the end of the day, if you would have lost your job, this is what you need to survive off from, not a credit card payment. You don't need to worry about your credit going down, because if you are starting this journey, you are not looking into borrowing any money or buying a house or anything that requires your credit to be spot on. So don't worry about that. You worry about taking care of your four walls first. And that's a good mind trick that got myself out of the whole loop of being addicted to paying the cards and letting my regular bills go late, is that imagine if you would have lost your job. If you would have lost your job, you would have no other choice but to not pay the credit cards. So worry about this first, and then once you're done listing your four walls and essentials, add that up and subtract that from your monthly to see how much money you have left. All right, once you add that, you get to $2,870. That is how much you need to catch up with your four walls. Woo! We actually have money left over. And that amount is going to be, so I did not bring a calculator, so I actually have to do this manually. Bear with me, guys. Doing the old school way. And so after doing the math, the family realizes that they have $1,130 left to pay other bills. Now, normally when you're behind on payments, that means that you don't have enough money to cover all your bills, and that is totally fine. I need to emphasize that that is totally fine. You will be able to catch up eventually. Most people find ways to catch up by either selling stuff, a bonus is about to come through, so they're only treading through water for a short amount of time. And so right now I'm just listing a list of normal expenses after the four walls that a family might experience. They may have several credit card payments, they may have a personal loan out, they may have entertainment stuff, which is like internet or cable or something like that. You just list everything there onto your budget and add everything up, and you will get a number and see how much you are actually negative. And so after doing the math, this person has $1,500 worth of expenses and they have only $1,130 left over to cover everything, which means they are at a negative $370 at the end of the month. So technically, they are $370 over budget. Not good, but it's fine. Let's move on to what you guys have to do here. Here's the issue. You pick what you're going to pay for. And some of the stuff will have to go late, and you may have to, settle with the credit card company or loan company eventually. Or if you have student loans, maybe you can put it on deferment. There's pretty much three options that you could do to cover that $370 or whichever negative budget that you're in. We have option one, which is cut your expenses. Maybe look at your bills and see if you can lower them. Ask for a lower bill or a new rate. So try a way to cut your expenses. Maybe your food budget, you can cut it to like $100. Then there's option two, which is sell your things. Pretty much try to sell all your items or anything that you can make money, that you can catch up on your finances. And then the final process would be let some of the accounts go late or delinquent. Another option I forgot to mention is pick up overtime or a side hustle or a part-time job to make up this money. If you found that you couldn't cut your expenses anywhere and your budget is as tight as it can be, you need to find a way to make more money then if you can't do anything else. And so I wanted to mention that your credit will be recover with time. Obviously, it's going to take a dip because if you do allow things to go late, it is going to drop your credit score, but it's fine. It will recover. I am living proof that it will happen. I went from a 703 credit score to 585 and then right back up to 703 again in a year. Now, I will mention that you guys found my video or are watching my video right before tax season starts. So you will be getting some tax refunds. And I do recommend that you guys do a written budget and assign every dollar a name and category and just use your refund to catch up with your bills, have an emergency fund, and just don't waste it on anything frivolous so that you are not in this predicament of being behind on your finances again. I hope this video helps. Please comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. Ask me any questions in the comments section. Thank you for tuning in.